on with Mr. Pixel himself. It's time for the second game for Tiebreakers. Have at it.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yes, let's see how this one goes down. So, Carl, as you said, do you feel that after what would have been a bit of a rough wake-up game for OG in that first one against Liquid, this one, they should be able to feel a bit more comfortable against Tundra's lineup?
I would hope so. I think this is more in their wheelhouse. I think the offlane combination just seems so much stronger in this game. Like core Earthshaker, people have tried to make it work. It just doesn't look good. You swap it out with a different E hero, that Eldritch Titan, a lot stronger. We saw Zai absolutely dumpster a couple games with it, and I think that they're going to have a much easier time just scaling throughout the game. The Weaver's going to feel a lot better because now you actually have this Thompson hero that can kill stuff, not just hit creeps with the Mage Slayer.
I mean, and you were sort of talking in the draft when 33's Timber was picked up, and you were saying sort of how scary that kind of was. Do you think that the fact that they do get this Ember last, that sort of puts OG in a position where as a team that they can deal with the 33 Timber?
I would say for the first 10-15 minutes of this game, maybe not, but you can expect Thompson to at some point have a Vessel.
Yeah. And
I think that they're able to play around him fast enough. Unlike a Huskar, Timbersaw might scare you, but it doesn't really threaten Roche. And it isn't as scary in terms of the tower pressure.
Just 30 seconds now.
We'll see, but I really just think that the big difference maker is that Thompson is on a hero that can actually make plays in that early to mid phase.
Thompson. Start poking at 9 a bit with 9. Both teams were out. Some early action here, but quite get the setup that they hope for.
10 players compete for ultimate glory.
Viper. Try and roll away. They aren't going to be able to put a stop to that. Damaging onto Viper, but chase him out. Tundra's starting with Skeeter up top, the backup. Viper. 33 B. In the river, Fada. Telling Saxo have caught him here with the batteries up. They're going to have enough damage to take him down. Saxo's going for it. Need to jump in with the Earthshock to slow down Saxo. Fada turns for the slow.
First blood.
Could he get on a right click? He can. Saxo will get the kill. Motel will die in return. Oh, gee, they got the first blood that they were with.
Yeah, we take those, but more importantly, Seb got 3 denies and the last hit's top. Like, that's huge. That's so much XP now taken away from 3 heroes.
Look to your own.
Mid lane also, just to note, Thompson went for this Blightstone build that I think he was actually the first one to innovate with. Puck is a 1 armor hero, so you actually start to do some pretty significant harass to 9 as this lane progresses.
Sort of overall with these matchups, okay, yeah. Down to the bottom lane. He does not want to play into these two of OG.
No, the trouble is you don't really want to play against Weaver either, and there's nothing that would stop OG from just rotating both support spot. So we'll see how this plays out, but I'm not a huge fan of it personally, but I really do like what OG is doing. When you're against 2 more active supports, Earth Spirit, he doesn't want to sit in this lane, he wants to rotate, he wants to make stuff happen around the map, and they're forcing the supports to play together due to this tri-lane.
Turn up to the top. So because you feel left in this 1v1, mid one should be able to make sure that life isn't easy for. Oh yeah, he's going to swap. Okay, he's going to swap. Mid one's going to go top, and they're going to do as you say. They're going to have that opportunity to keep the pressure moved into Seb. Yeah, he's going to down after he's finished. Yeah.
Indeed the case. I'm not sure about this, to be honest. I figured they wanted the Weaver against the Ursa. I would have thought they would maybe just move the supports, but because they just want a tri-lane. That's a very dead CM.
Dire should look to their top tower.
So,
The next level playing.
get a side.
Yes, bottom tower
Or at least
is
they will take
under
that
attack.
away from them. Okay, opting to have the lanes like this. We're up here, I guess there's chance to play aggressive with the supports, but there. People see Saxa now join Seb down bottom. Settled with Skeeter being backed up by Fada.
Dyer's middle
Now
tower
we see
is
CS in
under
the
attack.
mid. 2 on 9, 14.
Levi.
Close at the moment between heroes. And,
Okay.
Nine's having to make the walk back to base. And he'll be making this walk back to base still short of the money for his bowl. So this is going to hurt.
You can see, so it'll be the puck going Urn, it appears. We've seen often. So he bought a ring of protection, but he hadn't started with it in lane. And it's just straight up too much harass from Thompson. He gets slight, he gets chains off, walks up, hits puck once. That's half his HP. And you just can't sustain through that. Also, realize why they want Seb bottom against Ursa. He gets a camp and the double hero with Spirit, and then actually runs at Skeeter, who is forced to run away because he gets like plus 110 damage. There's probably no other melee hero in the game that can do that to the bear.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. Be able to trade damage quickly in the air.
There is little hope for Dyer's middle tower.
Oh, unfortunately for Thompson, he doesn't get the rune. It spawns top. Lucky day for 9, because if that was a free rune for Thompson, that would have been very spooky. Instead, he will not have the mana to continue harassing too hard. But again, just really love how Thompson plays this mid lane. His itemization, even this early, always just seems to make sense. Early raindrops, start with the Blightstone. Yeah, you're just so strong in this lane. And 9 can't really go anywhere. There's nowhere to gank. It's too early for that anyway. We'll get Socks on the side. Both supports rotated for that.
Skeeter is going to turn for Seb. Seb, he's got the stick charges. If they've got anything else to catch him, they're rolling in. Seb's having to juke to the side, but that'll give the chance for Skeeter to get the 2 final punches in. I mean, Seb, he went fully aggressive there. I guess that's the thing. He's got to be careful how he pushes it. Like, he ran Skeeter down the lane from pretty much full HP to 10%. But during that time, of course, Skeeter just sort of kiting, getting stacks built up to the point that, you know, when Seb loses that buff and can't quite finish the kill, that's the bear's time to turn.
Because if I'm an OG fan though, I don't know if I'm nervous yet. You know, the top 3 CS all OG, but more importantly Thompson. He's level 6. He's on his signature Ember Spirit, and he can actually kill enemy heroes. That was the big problem they had against Liquid, is that Thompson was kind of just pushed into this, I guess I'll shove lanes until I die position. Whereas now, he's going to be the guy making moves. Even this Timbersaw up top is at risk when he has enough levels. He'll go for, it looks like, the Corruption, full wand. I like that a lot from Thompson. Again, just staying active. Unfortunately, he won't have the ability to take any bounty runes, so. But it doesn't matter. You're Ember. You're 6. Just TP back.
Power rune. Can get Remnant in position. Should have a good chance of securing this against 9. 9 is about to hit the 6 though. Thompson's already out. Hoping for a spawn down bottom he is. Let's see if he gets lucky. And it's not 9. He's going to be able to grab it again.
Never lucky.
For the puck. Yeah, and that's a big one. Either of these heroes getting one of those when they're 6. There's a huge risk.
And Catapult Wave too. Thompson's really got to be cautious here. Yeah, okay, so the Earth Spirit left, so he's going to be fine. But I thought 9 was just going to pop in the second here.
Not gonna happen.
Well, Seb again. 3 of them able to chase him down.
Get away, you!
Now, for the power that Seb did have early in this lane, punching into Skeeter, giving away a couple of lives to the safe lane out, so that's pretty spooky. Skeeter's going to be on track for a boosted time on the Battle Fury.
Yep, I like the builds quite a bit. You know, you've got the benefit of his TM aura, so he's going to actually put 3 points Earth Shock, only 2 in the Fury swipes, but it allows him to just keep up with 7 and remove that move speed advantage. So even without Orb of Venom, you can stick to him like glue. The danger of the clock support, right? Like, we haven't really seen this hero have too much success unless you can get kills in the early game. When you get under leveled like this and you can no longer duel the enemy supports, things get tough. And unfortunately for OG up top, that's a Timbersaw. So you're not really getting ahead on your move too much. Okay, another kill bot.
No.
Oh my gosh, Seb.
I mean, it's a lot of damage, and he'll do it. He'll be able to bring down Fodder in return. They're able to get a trade here for the loss of his clockwork. It's just another kill for Skeeter. Skeeter just getting all of the action.
Plus 183 damage on Seb. That was nuts. Okay, but yeah, the top lane, we haven't even talked about it because they're just trading farm, but that's 2-on-1. Comparatively bottom, they are really able to shut down Seb a bit more efficiently, but definitely a more even game than that first of the tiebreaker. Soxa maybe making a move mid on these power runes.
Change. Oil to secure the rune, and that'll do the job. So again, getting the third power route of this game. Let's see if we can get out of this. Oh, that was cute. That was very nice. And down bottom set goes out, but yeah, mid-9. Okay, he does still end up falling. But a nice little short jump from his orb there did cause OG to overshoot the mark with the remnant chase. Didn't manage at the end of the day. He still goes down. Of course, down bottom, another death on Seb. I mean, you know, dude, this Ursa, he's 4-0-1. This Ursa could not be having a better start to the game. And you got to, this is the lane, right? The OG, they forced against him. But they were following him around the map. They wanted Seb to lane into this. Seb has given up quite a lot to Skeeter in this early game.
Yeah, that was why it was a bit confusing to me. And I suppose they think that he'll be doing better than the Weaver, or maybe it's that up top against Timber, he wouldn't have much effect at all. But it is giving Skeeter a pretty free game. And they kind of left him isolated, right? Like, they didn't bring the Wisp down here, which is what I expected. And instead, Notel's just been kind of holding mid one's hand as he trades farm 2-on-1. And he is quite far. I mean, Maelstrom is up. Yeah. So you have to be a little more concerned now, even as 3-3. He does have that first item hood. I like the decision here. It's pretty much always the right item for a Timbersaw. And Thompson, like, this is just such a wild build. You know, max chains, no points, flame guard, full on aggression. Look for him to start moving around the map once he gets those phase boots up and running.
The bounty runes Biver. He's able to start things onto Saxa. Saxa's come across. Try and do something around these 10-minute bounties. See if we can get out of this one. As he's trying to run, Thompson's coming over from the side. And now with mid one and no-tail here, OG's really bringing the fight in. As they turn towards Biver, Biver tries to roll away, but they catch him with the Shikuchi damage. And the kill, and they'll push Tundra back away from this bounty rune. Still though, that gives the space for 33 to take the one in the river.
Oh wow, Thompson now gets double rune and what the DD. He is unstoppable now. Wherever Thompson goes, they will find kills. Is relocate up? Very soon. OG, their tempo is going to start to get real dicey here for Tundra.
Biver. He's actually rolling in on Thompson. He's got the silence. They've got the three of them. Can they burn through Thompson? Thompson's getting low. He's going to be okay. Staxer comes in with the cogs, pushes back any further attempts onto the Ember. They're going to the hook shot. They're going to try for 9 for the hook shot, but they won't be able to get the kill. Maybe with the sleight of fist, can they find 9-9s off to the side? But Staxer's gone. Thompson, he's jumping over the remnant. They really want this puck. Can they get him? He's able to dodge the sleight yet again. He's off to the side. They won't kill him. Nine's going to be able to get out as Saxa loses his life and OG not able to find anything in return, even with that relocate coming in from No-Tail.
Nine's pulse has got to be racing. He's playing so well. Like, he should be dead 7 times, and he juked out both the slight and the chains there twice. That is nuts.
He's having a good time there. Doesn't feed his life away from Thompson. You know, she's saying, you know, Thompson, this aggressive Ember Spirit play, with this slight change build, he wants to be getting these kills, and Nine's making sure that he doesn't feed away too many.
So some interesting status in the bottom lane. Skeeter is closing on the Battle Fury, 400 gold away. He's going Midas. So not only did he have a bad start, but he's really not stronger in lane because of the position. Coil ready, they're looking for a kill.
They're going to be able to set up onto him, and it's going to be more glory for Skeeter in this segment. Thompson swinging across. Can Thompson do anything about this bear? The slight chains out to him, but he can't commit with the enrage available to Skeeter. It's much too spooky of a kill for him to go for. Saxon's still around. Skeeter wants to turn for him. Biver, he's going to have to chase. As they're coming in with the orb.
Speedy rune of haste.
No coil, of course, still.
Is under
They
attack.
won't be able to trap him. Saxon gets away. Thompson's still ready. He's got haste. With the slight chains on the field. Trying to find a Thompson for out with the ult, but Saxon able to put a stop to it. Skeeter trying to find a target to jump in onto. Thompson relenting out. Doesn't want to stand anywhere near the bear. They get far enough, but they won't get anything else. As the rest back off. Mid lane 33 really putting the pressure in onto this tier 1 tower. Time that pressure's really building up from Tundra. With this creep wave, that'll be it done. So you're going to see a 12-minute Shreds Battle Fury on Skeeter. That's going to be something that he'll be very happy with. Thompson is able to find Biver in the trees. Biver here with the 4 of them, OG. Catch fodder on 9 underneath the tower. 33 is around.
Just ignoring him.
running straight past. Chains onto 9. 9. Charges 9. He's out with the orb. Picking out. Picking the final bit of burst. Mid-1 comes in, finds a Maelstrom proc. Finally managed to kill off this target. And also catch faster.
They're just running around 3-3. Like they're just ignoring him completely as they hunt the heroes in the back lines. Like this OG fixed the flaw from that first draft. They recognized, look, it wasn't the Wish Weaver that was the issue. It was that Topsy couldn't play the way he needed to for us to activate the rest of our draft. Doesn't matter that they were a little behind in net worth. They're just running at the enemy. And this is the OG that we know and love. This is how they win games. Tundra, though, you're still fine, right? Like, Skeeter's got Battle Fury. You know, in theory, this is going as planned, but the trouble is OG is just applying so much pressure around the map. Even 3-3 now at risk.
Let's see if they can get it. Got the hood, out with the chain. They'll be straight into the chains of Thompson. As there's a lot of damage, but 33, he's able to find another angle to get out. Fiver's there on the high ground, ready to give him some extra bit of backup. OG, they can't commit for this kill, as Skeeter will actually be able to pick up No Tail there on the return.
Okay, maybe we go back to ignoring 3-3.
He's not an easy kill at all. He really isn't.
If they hit the Earth Splitter, maybe that had a chance, but you know, you're just gonna Timber Chain out of that, so even the clock isn't enough to keep him in place. But mid-1 is enormous, and I love this decision. Look at what's queued up, the Scotty. You know, you don't actually need a vessel because of the minus healing that'll give you. That's enough to really try and break down this Timber Saw. It also gives him the HP pool to just play really aggressive, and not to mention, you're also able to then kite the Ursa quite effectively.
About the Ursa Skeeter, they up at night, we'll find the tier 1 tower top. In the mid-1 and No Tail, putting as much pressure on as they can as 33 tries to get them off it.
This is so funny, man. They're just ignoring each other. Well, I guess 3-3 is doing his best, but OG, they learned their lesson. I don't expect to see him targeted again, at least until like the 20-30 minute mark.
Thompson. They're going to drop the Dream Core down on him. Saxon comes over the hook shot again. Skeeter's coming over the range and the side is blocked down Thompson. Skeeter's going to be able to pick up one. Another one from this to sleep. Holding back for now. Steph trying to come in now with punches. He's thinking about turning. Doesn't have to take the focus off him. There's a lot of damage here from mid-1 Steph and No Tail Steph. Stomp off in time. Holds 33 in position. Skeeter trying to jump forward again onto mid-1. Mid-1 still has his time lapse available. Skeeter, he's got no enrage. So mid-1, do you want to dive this? Skeeter getting low. Mid-1's going to want to try and find this if he's able to get it. Goes into the Suchi. Takes down Skeeter. He's also going to be able to pick up Fiver as well. Double kill from mid-1.
This is the Wish Weaver we saw earlier in the group stage, Owen. Like, this is when it gets real spooky. You know, look at the item. Maelstrom SNY plus 2,300 gold this early in the game. Oh, 3-3 just getting the TP off in time. Doesn't matter the Thompson dies. Like, that just buys him so much space. Skeeter popped his ulti early for the burst to guarantee he would get the Ember kill. The trouble is then at the end there, now that they know he doesn't have the defensive tool available, the Weaver just runs circles around him and eventually takes him down. So OG starting to build up a pretty commanding lead, because trouble is, that right there, Fada is just effectively a 6th range creep for the hero, for the team rather. And how do you kill this Weaver? Where's the lockdown?
Yeah, they've got to coordinate it perfectly with 9 having that coil for him every time into the follow-up silences.
The support duo just dies. That's the trouble. I mean, BSJ, our noted carry expert, like, you know, he is never going to be picking an Ursa into a Weaver for this reason, because until you have that, you know, basically
Fine Saxa.
Roche, maybe?
Soon to have his blink, but yeah, these timings are going to be if he never gets to the point where he has like the blink, BKB, Basher, Abyss, then that's going to be the solid way to have a chance to lock him down onto mid-1. But at that point, you know, if OGs continues as they are, they might have just taken away the whole map away from Tundra.
It's so hard to play this now. The trouble with Timber, like, we saw the strengths. He doesn't die, pushes that tower early, dominates a lane, even though it's 1v2, I suppose trades. The trouble is now, you're not scaling as well as these other cores are, and you don't really have a place on the map. You can't kill things. You've got a Yules now, so it's nice to have a little bit of control, but you're just a creep hitter. And OG are just running around the map. Farming creeps faster than you are. Bottom lane, they're going in. Oh, Ole.
Shaved in searing
out of there.
heat.
Back in that opening, over in the river. Gonna try for 33. See if they can do it whilst he's completely alone.
Judging the pain.
And with the
slivers of the moon.
they're able to bring down even the tanky boy now. 33 out of the game. More glory for mid-one. 7-0-3. As you said, just the Weaver game
rule
that
of
the OG
illusion.
draft for when they open with the...
Being snared in the wax.
Round towards the bottom fiver. They're caught by the chains of Thompson tries to roll out and will lose Saxa. OG, they might not be done here. Thompson want to dive in for this. Mid-one wrapping around from the side, he does. Remnant in deep. Thompson is ready to go for more. He's looking towards Skeeter. Mid-one what? He just turns and they both die.
Oh my god.
Mid-one's
What?
death for 626 gold for Skeeter.
That was the only possible way. I hope we can have a replay of that because that was nuts. 9 is perfectly positioned, just hiding in the trees.
That's
There's
what you
like
gotta
no
get.
hope for them in this fight unless they can do exactly that.
Dream coil and silence, and that's enough there for Skeeter to take down mid-one. No chance of any escape, and mid-one knocked down a bit by that kill. Skeeter, and that's going to give Skeeter a good burst towards what will end up being quite a big quick BKB after the blink
Dyer's
dash.
middle tower.
That was they needed that. Like there's actually no way to kill Weaver.
Unless he does that.
Literally that. Like blow everything. You have a 3-second
is
window,
little hope
and
for
importantly, that
Dyer's
coil
middle
silence
tower.
got the wisp of no tail as well.
Yeah.
Tops and Jules, nothing crazy coming up. But like that equalizes the game a bit. Suddenly, Skeeter's possibly going to be getting to that point where you can't kill the Weaver just yet, but you'll have a blink BKB at a decent timing. Now you can hunt pretty much everybody else, and then the back.
They got enough burst damage to take Skeeter down. Skeeter's trying to focus for the kill. The splitter tears him apart. As that's the answer now, and now OG they can get back on the cleanup.
You to be rewoven. A golden
Yeah, they
thread.
initiated on the puck. 9 barely survives there, but once he's out, like there's no way you deal enough damage as Tundra unless you get the 100 to 0. The trouble is the sustained damage isn't there. You need to burst heroes, or they will just reset, survive, and then you're just gonna get slaughtered. Weaver's gonna be running circles around you. This like chain spam starts to add up. Scotty now complete on mid-one. He's level 15. Oh, and he has a Scott. It's 20 minutes into the game. He's gonna have Scotty. 3 items complete.
Still has to be careful of that comp. Well, that's it. Obviously, be a little less careful when he has the Aegis, then he's not going to care too much if they do manage to pop in right up with that man. 33-10. So trying to draw them away from finishing a Roche. And it's going to work. He's going to turn towards 33 instead. Look at the control as well. On to Thompson. Thompson's all over him. One hotel's gone. 9. Perfect jump. 4-man coil into the silence.
How does that happen?
OG, they weren't ready for that,
Radiant's
was they?
bottom tower is under
Oh
attack.
my god, Tundra! What?
And now they're going to get Roche. Now they're getting Roche.
Roshan has
Platter,
fallen
straight
to the
up.
Radiant.
It's theirs. That's the Aegis.
Radiant's
BKB is
bottom
going to be
tower
on
is
the way up for
under
Skeeter.
attack.
A second time where Tundra, they're able to blow up the Weaver. And in this fight, much more than just the Weaver alone.
I mean, everything done right there. I mean,
Radiant's
pre-W,
bottom tower
pre-overpower
is under
from the
attack.
Skeeter Ursa. He goes in, pops and
Look
rage,
at this.
all the attacks, gets up again. 3-3 doing his job, just running the bait. Nothing to see here, guys. It's just me. Don't worry about anybody else. Here comes 9
And
in
look at
vision.
9.
Like, they just clump up for it. It's a 4-man coil. And Skeeter, with the overpower ready, he pops and rage immediately, and then he's going to cast again to be sure to finish off that Weaver before he can get the ultimate off. But yeah, like, OG, wake up, guys. You need this win. What's going on?
Yeah, that's that Tundra definitely coming in with the cleaner moves. No doubt about it. Even with OG having the start that they have, of course the game is even, but it's just the way that Tundra's being able to find these opportunities to take these fights. You don't sort of see teams every day sort of line themselves up for that perfect of a combo in these situations where Skeeter in these fights, he's actually getting a lot done with the cleave at the Battle Fury.
Yeah,
OG is standing so
seriously.
close to one another. We're seeing heroes die to the cleave.
I just can't believe it. Like, OG, like, they're seen as one of the teams with, like, the best vision, like the way they read the map and read these team fights. They just got like they're tunnel visioning hard on that Timber Saw, and they get punished hard for it.
They find Mid1 here with their might. Jesse's in the coil. Sentry's down into the silence. They've got to get him out of here. Can they kill him inside? He's away to the side. No chance not going to be able to take him out. It's a really big push to an end. They have got the backup now. There's Mid1. He's going to try and fight back towards 9 now without the dream coil. Things could get a little Mid1 still goes down. They get the jump straight back over to him. Mid1, even without the threat of the coil, no coil, it has already been used. Tundra is still able to find a way of getting in on top of the Weaver, and Mid1 still ends up dying.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, these devs now, again, you see the net worth, it says it's even, but the way the last 2 fights have gone down, you said it, OG, they've got to clean things up a little bit as Tundra. They're starting to make these mid-game fights look easy.
They're just straight up outplaying him, Owen. I mean, poor Nine. Nine is making these. He has treads and a Witchblade, and he's looked unstoppable in these fights. I don't even know how it's possible. And Skeeter somehow he's just killing everyone. He's been present for 21 out of 23 kills.
I mean, he said, BSJ probably needs to watch this game. You said you don't like playing us against Weaver. Skeeter's showing you exactly how it's done. He's killing the Weaver.
It might be like maybe he just needed a BKB on Mid1, and he still doesn't have it queued up, but he's just dying to these silences. No-Tail has the mech, like he'll be able to keep him somewhat sustained, but like that fight, that's just, I mean, Seb wasn't there. The hook came in, Thompson hadn't connected just yet either, and again, like Seb has a Midas. He has Ags complete now. This is the timing OG we're waiting for, and also probably why he wasn't present in that last engagement. All of a sudden, the Elder Titan is a force to be reckoned with, but again, it doesn't matter if Mid1 can't stay alive.
It's going to get harder as well, you know, Skeeter, he's getting to that point, you know, the bash is nearly out. See, Mid1, he's getting a green call, has been sent down, N9's off to the side. He's off to the orb, and Thompson, he's ready to chase in. Commits with the remnant, 9, he will fall. But that's the reason he's able to hold him in position. Take him down the once. The Aegis gone, Skeeter. Ready for round 2, he's out with a blink. He's away to the high ground. Skeeter will manage to make it away. A buyback from Fodder comes in. Gotta be careful around this tower though. There's no down the Mid1. They're ready to chase in that fire. He's back for this. He's dying. He's been swept away. He's gone for the Weaver kill. Could he quite find? He's trying to chase. Mid1, he's running. A few more hits will do, but Mid1's out this time. Skeeter will go down. 33 jumps across for the chain. He's on top of Mid1 with a sleep there from Seb. They hold the Timber in place. This time, OG, they're able to get back on top. And it's their turn to clean up.
Is under attack.
Yeah, the key there, 9 died. 9 was not necessarily caught out of position, but the team wasn't ready. Tundra's been winning these fights off the back of combos. The coil, the silence, Skeeter's damage, the Earth Spirit rolling. If they don't have that synergy to find burst kills, they will not win the team fight. OG thrive in these long engagements we just witnessed. It doesn't matter that Fado put back. He's dead in 2 seconds once he's found. OG wants skirmishes, Tundra want execution. And if OG can continue to find fights around their vision like that, force spells to be utilized before the Tundra allies are ready to follow up, that's a huge edge for them. I mean, they're gonna have Satanic on Mid1 pretty soon. This next Roche fight might just decide everything. But yeah, you gotta be really cautious. Like 9 has played so much better than he should have been able to as a puck in this game, but he has to keep it up for them to actually take the W here.
Seconds. Good wave here though.
Skeeter a little too over-aggressive there. I think he was praying for a bash, but unfortunately he hasn't completed that item yet. Had he, I think that might have been a different engagement. Now Spada, adios.
33 helping him out, but you're right, they're really good. The Spada will fall, they lose that support. Mid1 is going to try and move the line, but somebody out of the York, the call's down on them. They're on to Mid1. He's got to get out of there. No-Tail goes down. Mid1's got to be very careful here. The Thompson Seb help him turn around and fight back into this. Skeeter has used the BKB in the enrage.
Big difference maker. Seb, he is a real hero now with that Ags. BKB, 2-second duration per hero that gets hit by that spirit, plus a massive damage increase. you're removing all base armor and base magic armor from these Radiant heroes. So Ursa, you know, that means 0. Like 0 armor, 0 magic resist. He is just straight up naked when he's in the presence of Seb. If the BKB isn't active, that's the key. So it's really the BKB usage from Skeeter that we're gonna have to watch here. Also the Mindbreaker, huge pickup. That is potentially game winning against mid-1, considering he still does not have a BKB.
Just full tanky build. Satanic done, looking for the butterfly next, and knows these heroes don't really want to be buying any sort of it will be nice. I mean, with Satanic and butterfly, it is going to be very hard for Tundra to take him out, even during the set.
Oh, for sure. It really does get easier for OG as the game wears on. Like, it's Elder Titan. Especially, you know, I criticize the Midas from Seb, but it's paid off by now. Like, he's got 2 levels on his Ember at this point, and he's going to be massive. Halberd next item, Orb of Corruption, or Destruction, rather. And now they can control the enemy triangle. Roche might spawn in 20 seconds.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Thompson. The charge is making the jump. He's going to be able to find 9-9. 4-9 wasn't quite ready for this. They open. Chains, but he's able to dodge the sweep. He's out to the side. They relocate in on this. He'll hold them back with the coil. 9, he was able to react in time. They didn't have to follow up. 9 is able to ensure that Tundra won't lose anyone from OG.
Oh, but they think he TP'd. Look at the positioning. Seb sniffing it out.
The bounty river, there's the jump. As soon as he's on it. Tundra there with a big brain play, hiding in the shadows and infecting OG to feel relaxed after that movement and not be prepared for Tundra to be standing where they did. 33, diving into it. To start to get more information, Skeeter's going to be TPing over towards the tier 2 so he can start to come out on the lane and meet up with them over to the side. Viper's already gone in. He's going to jump for the he's on to this one. Can they really bring this one down? He can get this one out to the side. There's no tails taking him away. 9, Sentry calling 20 seconds. They're jumping into burst. No tails up in the air. He's able to turn his hook the room. Mid-1 out the time up to the execution. He's got to run now. They've lost 3 OG. 9, he's going to have that coil pretty soon. 5 seconds until it. Mid-1 cannot afford to play close to this. He's got to get right out of here, and he will. As Mid-1 makes his way back to base, Thompson will try his best to clear the wave out, but a wave has already reached the tier 2, so Tundra can put some pressure onto the tower.
Oh my god. Oh, and my heart is racing. I can't imagine how these guys are doing. This game is nuts. 31-28, 31 minutes in. I still don't know who's truly ahead. I feel like OG's in a great spot, and then all of a sudden Tundra make this huge galaxy brain play around this bottom bounty rune. Like, there's no way you expect them to be camping there as 4 after you've just chased 9 into the trees, plus, of course, the coil.
I mean, out of all the heroes and players in this game, who do you think is sweating the most? Like, whose game can crumble in an instant in a fight if they make a sort of a mid?
Both, really. I mean, Tundra, the thing is, Tundra has to get the initiation or the perfect follow-up. Like, both, it pretty much is bait 3-3. You gotta dangle 3-3 out and hope that your team can counter.
Oh, she's in. Thompson to get the chains onto Vada. From the corner, they're gonna back. Get it! Skeeter there, 100 to 0 the Weaver. And now Skeeter, he's ready to try and send for more. And let's hope he can find that. Skeeter will fall. Pressed down by the silence.
May you ride
Rest of Tundra will back up. Try and make sure that this stays just the 2-for-1 and OG don't get anything more. They will. I guess the rest of them out of that.
I love how Fada's played this now. Look at his items. 2 fluffy hats, a 4-staff. He's the one carrying the essence ring. He's just like, yeah, keep coming for me. I know how this game is played. They do not have the burst to kill him that 13th time. Like, this fight though, like, imagine if Mid-1 can just get his ultimate off, Tundra gets wiped. But they 100 to 0 him. The thing is, Skeeter has to blow everything. The BKB, the Enrage. He also has the shard to get Enrage off the 6 hits. And he's just Seb, look how hard! Seb is like 3-shotting him.
These hits from Seb are ridiculous. He
He's got 100% cleave now on the ET.
I mean, he's the carry. You know, so I say, you know, step aside, mid one. Oh, I've got this one under control. And I mean, he can start going for the real big right-clicking items now as well if he wants. We'll see what he wants to farm up. He's going to get that money very quick. This talent, incredible around farming and aggressive potential. You know, sure, you don't have a big time cleaver staying in a fight, but when it's 100%, then you know you're close to sort of a mini Kunka.
Yeah, and every hero his spirit hits plus 105 damage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Catch on by, about to jump in, they've got a hex onto Thompson. Gonna cut the Dream Core down in here as well, off the three of them, 33 heading forward, 5 back to Midwood's down! Skeeter's able to take him out, the question is, can you do more this time? They've got to do more. Turns over on Seb, he's able to down on Skeeter. This not stacking up the fight. First three stacks up, with the roll in, he lands the connection on the hex on the Thompson's also goes down. He's 3 dead on the G, and it's not going to stop here. Fiver rolls into no tail. He's trying to kite the man onto the side, but Seb do something insane with the spirit. See how much damage he gets built up here. He's got a fair bit more. Right down, Skeeter, here comes Seb. To help him fight back. Seb, you're going to be able to fight next. He's heading up to the high ground. No tail, he's just going to take him out. The spirit. He leaves it behind. He leaves it behind. He left it behind Seb, because Seb wants to fight. Seb says, don't you dare take me out of here. I've got some faces to smash. Seb, going to go back and he's going to have the spirit again in a few seconds. See who can he catch here is 9. Very low. Father goes down in the river.
This game is crazy. It's all about the spirit. Seb is toying with them. When spirit is active, he has a rapier and BKB. When it's not, he's like an annoying 4 position. And the cleave, like, oh my goodness.
So much damage.
What is this hero?
Seb's doing it. Honestly, in these fights now, it seems like OG, they've harnessed this one's power of dying for a greater good here. That's the plan. They're like, Midpoint, you go in, you die, and that's there, and that's the plan, and it's working.
Okay, hang on. Get a little chance to relax and unwind real fast. What is this? This is a Roche for OG. The sheep stick on 3-3 has been huge. He's the only one who really could itemize for it because 9, you know, you need this Ags. Too good in this game, and it's your only real control against the Elder Titan. But the Hex has been allowing them to get kills on these very mobile OG cores, notably the Ember Spirit of Thompson. Man, what a game! And I actually look at what Skeeter's queued up, the AC. It's necessary because he's going to 0 armor.
Yeah. Absolutely, against what said they're all that's sort of quickly here. Seb start putting for that right. He is next plan. Now they're going to have a definite struggle here. Fight F1 with the Aegis. Gonna have to take him down twice, and as with their toolkit really just offers for the once top. Gonna try and catch 9. 9, he's gonna have to blink out. No, he's not able to get it off in time.
I think he tried to blink the wrong direction there. You can typically get it off after phase shift, but you have to be turning the right way. And update, it's actually 6% EHP, not 5. So those extra points of armor are actually even more effective than I had spoken. So yeah, my main point is buy armor, aura items, please. Somebody on Tundra. It'll help you a bunch. And
Always one.
Thompson immediately there with that jump. 33. He's going to create the distraction, give time for Skeeter to reset. Let Prison Rage to come back off. Cool down. There's Smith. Once you want to dive in for this, he does. He's looking for Fada. Finish him off the spread as well. Skeeter, he's ready for the counter. What's the BKB for this? He's got 5 stacks for the BKB. Skeeter's going to get taken out. He's down for 95. And he does not have the money for buyback. They've got to be very careful now for this 90 seconds Tundra as OG. They've got a huge amount of room to work.
The tower is under attack.
How do you fight them at this point, Owen? if you don't have the ability to kill OG, if you have for just one moment the fear of being right-clicked, like that fight's over. And I last time I bring it up, if this Ursa keeps playing without any plus armor, he will not be able to play Dota 2 when his BKB and range are down.
They're going to be able to take it down and give it to their engine. And they do it a second time. They're removed on now. The 32's able to bust back down. I don't think they got any further control. They still have a control. But Steph goes down because of it. And now everyone's in silence. He's trying to run, but they're in. He's able to get the time himself just in time. But Buddy's got the further control of the boss fight. And X is down to 43. What? That's a what? They've got the yards to cancel it. Oh my goodness. How did it happen? How did that spread terribly? God, what happened?
I don't know.
Ursa is dead.
I have no idea.
He just lost an Aegis and lost 4 heroes immediately after against a team that doesn't have their bloody carrier
Never
line.
refuse gold given.
Well, to be fair, in the fights they don't really have him alive for very long either. But like No Tail is tethered into the base. I don't think he expected to get pushed up high ground from that. So he's just another casualty. So there's no help for this Weaver. And Seb's just dead because he didn't get Spirit back. So he has no innate BKB, and he's just dead.
Dude, that's got to be terrifying for OG in that position. They just lost a fight with Aegis, and while the enemy
Dire's
didn't
middle
have a
tower
carrier line.
is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I mean, I don't even know. I really just, I mean, I'm glad Mid1, he's also realized what he's done wrong. He's got half of his 5th item done and has realized, finally, I need a BKB. So both carry players really just not itemizing properly to ensure survival. And it's going to be a race to see who can get it first. And I look at Skeeter. He's got the plate mail, baby. He's been listening. Thank you.
He's enjoying the car. Well, I hope he's not. He knows, as you say, he's got to get this online. I mean, Seb obviously working for sort of the answers to that. He's also getting his AC. So he'll have something to counteract it.
Yep. And Mid1, it's the BKB. Like, he's just dying in these silences.
Yeah, he's got to get it. He's going to have it pretty sure. 1,500 gold and yeah. And OG, they're going to come out with
Boom, there it goes.
Close. Okay, we have 25s up. 3-3 got the Whirling Death. He's actually almost 27. So 10% more attribute reduction. And then Ursa, of course, getting the overpower attacks. He'll have the Shard too, so it's a guaranteed proc in 1 overpower. I guess it is with 6 as well, but you get what I'm doing. It's just more damage. That's the key. And you get 3 enrage hits off with single overpower. Soxa looking to finish Ags. No Tail has the Holy Lock and a little bit extra healing. Thompson going for, I don't even know, he's got a Kayak queued up and a Sanj at the moment.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And
no
Seb's, yep, the AC is on the way for the Ultra Titan. Skeeter would love to buy his, but I think he has to stay for buyback here. The Glimmer is up on Biver. Puck has a Crystallis now. He's also got Dream Coil Rapid Fire, so that's a lot of added damage that's going to come into these team fights.
Oh, this is nice for Seb. Under himself in Minotaur. You know, of course, having the Ag, you never want to buy a BKB as well, but this Minotaur horn can help you against the little things and give that time and chance for the spirit to actually return to you and allow you to pop.
Exactly. It allows you to get a spirit off if you're CC'd, and that was the trouble in the last fight. If you catch 1 silence, you're suddenly susceptible to just being chain stunned to death, whereas now, Minotaur, couple spirit, and like you're just, now you can't even really fight him because he's hitting for 500.
Now that I'm really good.
We're rolling in top.
Biver, they're in. On to mid-one. He's going to get back. Can no Tail keep him alive? He's been hacked. As well. Biver's just going to go to TP out the sleep, not in time. Biver will escape. So that is a mid-one and a Thompson buyback. They want to find more than just Skeeter. See if they can catch 9. 9's out with the orb. Gonna have the blink back up. Yeah. Oh, I think he had the chance buyback there.
He has no buyback for 2 minutes.
Why didn't he blink? Did I miss that? I swear he had blink. He could have blinked and then Waning Rift, but he didn't. He said maybe he was scared of someone on the high ground.
He didn't have big hit, though, yeah, but he might have just been like caught thinking there. You know?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you've got heroes with a lot of mobility on all sides, but yeah, unfortunately, no buyback. I think OG should know this. 2 minutes and a half on the timer, so if anyone's tracking they know it's 4 on 5.
This is a big window for it. But of course, Skeeter himself, he does have buyback. Skeeter can get in on the action, but he'd have to sort of hold against the full fight.
You know what? It was a storm crash it looks like.
Oh, it could have been. That absolutely could have been more
Yeah, from Topson. Man, these neutral items are just, there's too much to track right now.
33.
Like, just ignore him.
Can just push hard for OG, and of course OG, if they don't get away with anything before Nine's back up, now they're going to have to be playing a very scary game where they themselves are running that risk of losing mid-board on Topson. They're going to be dead for 2 minutes. Topson get hacked. 33 playing with him for now. OG behind the tier 3. They are a little cautious about sticking around, so with this long timer of 9 being dead, only getting the tier 3 tower, they won't actually be able to get anything more against this. So, you know, once 9's back up, they're going to be in a very, very precarious position. But
this game, I mean, we got a lot of celebs in chat. Shout out to one of them, Dendy. He's always talked about how this game, Dota 2, when you get to this part of the game, it's no longer Dota. It's just chaos. Who gets the stun off first? Who gets bashed? Somebody dies. That's that. And if you look at it, I mean, the level 25 is all coming out now for most of these heroes. But Topson's got the item that can equalize. We see this a lot more in China than in Europe, but Aeon Disc is queued up. He probably should have gone for that before the Kai Assange, because he's been dying so much in these hex combos, these chain bashes, but now he's no longer really that target to start off fights. And so far, Tundra found a lot of success just getting that initial pick off. But if you blow Ursa BKB Hex on a target that then survives, it's a completely different fight than for OG, and they can start to create more space. And look at that, even an Aeon Disc on mid one, not going for the BKB.
I mean, I like it. That could save.
It's one way to deal with silence.
They go for Roche. OG's on the way over though. They've got the Dream Core down onto Topson. They're trying to deal with Topson. Topson buying Topson out of the storm, marking out the stealth. Topson! He's able to get out of the side. Tells him with the stage. He's out. Topson wants to move on, but he just gives one more time out. Skeeter turns over the side. He's finished his arm and taken out. He's bringing it up with the cleave to cover. Mass buybacks coming out from Tundra. They're on the mid lane as they're chasing down Barda.
Mad Moon sings its mad
Tundra made that 4.
Doesn't have one. What a fight. The save from No Tail on Topson.
He was dead for sure.
Oh, for sure. And then the Aeon Disc comes alive to save mid one.
There it goes.
And it was like we said, like Seb just straight up 2-shot the puck. You don't kill the Weaver in the open, and that's that. That's the fight. Skeeter's dead.
Don't do anything about this Roche. Tundra. Over the side, he's going to be caught by the sleep. Now they're going to chase Skeeter. He's got to be very careful. He's got BKB in 5 seconds to do it. Skeeter. He's trying to run. BKB in a second. He's going to get glimmered. A little bit of time to take him to the side as Midwand's hunting, but he's been hacked. Skeeter, he's now ready to turn. They've got the bash. Midwand, he's going to go down the ones.
Topson's stuck on the cliff.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's going to have Brandon in a couple of seconds. To be able to rejoin them there. Chasing down 33 off the side to get the chains on the piper, but he already got out with the roll. 33, have they got the damage for him? They do. Good shot down. That's 33 dead for 2 minutes. They'll get one of the heroes.
What a game.
Players here.
Shard now up on Topson. We'll have the Aeon Disc soon. At this point, you know, OG, they had 2 minutes without Puck, now it's 2 minutes without Timber. Is that enough? Can you get something out of this base? You probably want to wait for like the Aeon Disc to come up.
Yeah. Cooldowns. They're pretty much there. The 10 seconds and Midwand's going to have his Aeon Disc good to go again.
Getting the Aegis was huge though. Butterfly complete. The damage output's starting to get real squishy if it wasn't already. But what do you do, OG? Do you just push for throne? You know that it's a 4-on-5. No, they go bot racks.
I think, yeah, take his
Abyssal
buyback. OG will easily be able to close this game up now as GG is ruled.